Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League group match, the national teams of Turks and Caicos and Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Dominica, to be followed by the national anthem of Turks and Caicos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now today's starting lineup for Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos and Dominica, League C, Group C. It's the first ever meeting between these two nations, and it comes here in the Concacaf Nations League. Turks and Caicos suffered a 3-1 defeat to the British Virgin Islands in their opening contest, and they come back home to Providenciales for some inspiration and hopefully a win. Billy Forbes leads the way for Turks and Caicos. He has 3 goals in his last 2 Concacaf Nations League matches. As we take a look at Ricky Hill's starting 11 for Turks and Caicos, just mentioned Billy Forbes. He wears the captain's armband for Turks and Caicos. Sebastian Turbyfield is in goal for Ricky Hill.
Number 17, midfield, Junior Paul, and defender, Wildens Delva, number 18. The starting lineup
and for Dominica, we'll get to their starting 11 in just a moment. As we take a look at our match officials today, Benjamin Whitty is our referee. Kedley Powell, Dwight Cummings, and Trevister Richards are our officiating crew today.
George, Troy Jules, Jarvis Humphreys, Travis Joseph, Kian Thomas, Brielle Thomas, and Odell Laville. The head coach for
Ellington Sabin and Dominica, Glenson Prince, the captain. He's also the goalkeeper. This is Dominica's debut in this edition of the tournament after a 3rd place finish in their League C group in 2022.
First assistant referee Kenny Powell, Cayman Islands. Second assistant referee Dwight Cummings.
For Dominica, it's their 11th game all-time in CONCACAF Nations League, They've won only one match. They've conceded 19 goals compared to 5-4. And they're hoping that can change here today.
That's Earl Cochran of Canada, and venue coordinator Eric.
The only win was 1-0 over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Group D, Concacaf Nations League B, in the last edition of this tournament. Dominica is in the white, Turks and Caicos in the blue. We're about ready to get underway, and we do. Hot afternoon, rain potentially on the way, but these two nations doing battle in Concacaf Nations League C, Group C. Again, Turks and Caicos returning home. They're hoping for a victory after falling in their first matchup against the British Virgin Islands. Throw in for Dominica early on. Adel Laville sends it in, and coming out to grab it is Sebastian Turbyfield. Long ball, chased down by Dominica and played toward Glenson Prince. You love the background stories of all of the players who represent these nations. Glenson Prince, who we just mentioned, he wears the captain's armband, 35 years old. He's a full-time secondary school teacher when he's not playing. He's actually a cricket player growing up before he started playing soccer. Raymond Bury went down, and the foul is called on Adel Laville. Check that, they'll get it on Brielle Thomas of DuBlanc FC in the Dominican. Four players representing DuBlanc FC of the Dominica Premier League. And that's where most of these players play professionally. At least for the Dominica side. Throw in for Turks and Caicos. Handled by Prince. Troy Jules sends it ahead. Laville to the far side. Taken away. Turks and Caicos try to counter, but almost immediately Brielle Thomas regains possession for Dominica. And they reset all the way back to Glenson Prince. Long ball, chase after it, but out of the reach of Julian Wade and Sebastian Turbyfield of SWA Sharks FC. Dominica, the edge of the 18, trying to keep it alive for a chance. Javid George into the middle, and it's cleared away. And a throw in for Dominica. So imagine most of the players in Turks and Caicos play in WIV Provo Premier League. It's the top division of Turks and Caicos Football Association. Peterson Everest throws in. Raymond Burry goes down, no call. Dominica on the move. Wade tried to find the streaking Troy Jules, but the pass broken up. And then turned over again at midfield. Keon Thomas, his pass stolen away. And a throw in coming. Battle along the touchline. Won by Dominica. Keon Thomas turned it over though. Peterson Everest. Billy Forbes, the captain. And he loses it. LaVille has some room, tees it up, and the save is made by Turbyfield. Foul called on Dominica's Brielle Thomas. Here's another look at that shot and the chance. The save is made. It's Brielle Thomas. Check that. It's Wildens Delva who's down for Turks and Caicos. Slow to get up. See what happened. It's an aggressive challenge from Brielle Thomas. Looks like Delva's okay. First ever meeting between Dominica and Turks and Caicos. And that rolls out, another throw in coming. Just underway from TCIFA National Academy Stadium. Providenciales. Again, aggressive off his line. Turbyfield out to get it. And an unforced error there will turn into a corner. Seemed like Dominica would have been able to corral that. Instead, unable to, in the first corner of the match. Raymond Burry will take it. Here it comes. Cleared away for the moment. Trickles out to the right side. Billy Forbes, the captain. A service into the box, gets through everybody, and a goal kick. Not really sure who that one was for, but it ends up with Sebastian Turbyfield. And a throw in for Dominica. They'll start out of the back with the keeper, Glenson Prince, who wears the armband for Dominica. LaVille. Miss hit. Turks and Caicos turns it over. Brielle Thomas. To the far side. Sends in a cross, cleared away by Callum Park. Not out of the woods yet, Keon Thomas for LaVille. And the flag goes up, that's offside. And it would have been an own goal, but again, the flag up, offside. Seemed like Benjamin Whitty might have been checking on something, but we are ready to go now. Race is on, and it's won by the keeper, Prince. Flicked forward, good ball, but offside once again. Throwing for Turks and Caicos, the 12th minute. Billy Forbes frustrated. Forbes, the leading scorer in the Concacaf Nations League all-time for Turks and Caicos. He has 8 goals to his name and 3 assists. All-time, Turks and Caicos is 5-0-6 in this their 12th match in Nations League play all-time. Minus 14 goal differential. Down the left side, this is Wade. And a nice tackle by Mackinson Cadet. It'll be a corner, or will it? They say goal kick. Troy Jules, low cross, cleared away. Turned over and recovered well by Dominica. A lot of space over there for Turks and Caicos, and the first real chance off the foot of Raymond Burry ends up in the arms of Glenson Prince. A lot of space for Turks and Caicos to operate. Seemed like Dominica was just late getting into position defensively. I mean, look how much space there is there. Good pace on the shot, but right at Prince.
Take him, Rob, take him.
That's a foul on Turks and Caicos. Take one more look. Low cross, got all the way through, but a missed hit on the clear results in a corner. Nice job by Turbyfield to come grab that. Forbes wants to push, sends a long ball, but it's intercepted at midfield. That's out of the reach of everybody in white. And a throw in for Turks and Caicos. Oh, could this be the chance? Could this be the moment for Dominica? And it is. What a strike from Troy Jules. In the 18th minute, he struts like McGregor. And Dominica is out to a 1-0 lead. Troy Jules gets it done. Misplayed by Peterson Everest, and that's just an unsavable shot past Turbyfield. Top shelf, upper left, and the misplay defensively results in a 1-0 lead for Dominica in the 17th minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Dominica, scored by player number 10, Troy Jules.
To the far side, chased down by Javid George. Dominica looking for more. Service sent in, a chance, and then a last-minute clear by Mackinson Cadet. Nearly 2-0. And a corner coming. There you see Cadet save this from a 2-0 deficit. Here comes the corner, headed away for the moment. Not a good ball down the left side, but some trouble with it. Turks and Caicos almost turn it over. And now Burry, who is trying to get past. was fouled, and looks like we'll have our first booking of the match. The yellow is issued. Keon Thomas picks up the yellow. That's a pretty easy call. Tug of the jersey, stopping a run. Dominica, that's still onside, foul, and they do get the call. Troy Jules was looking for more. Did a good job of keeping himself onside. And making up for the misplay earlier, getting back defensively, Peterson Everest. Turned over, Forbes. He couldn't handle it. It started the other way by Dominica. Jules the goal scorer. Not enough pace on that, but somehow still got it to Brielle Thomas. Jules again. Off target to the far side, but able to chase it down, Javid George. George, service into the box. And they get a foul on Dominica.
Jump off, jump off, jump off, jump off, jump off. Go.
Towards the back post. Jules, who has the only goal, has it cleared away from him. And Turks and Caicos can start up the other way. Foul at midfield. Player slipped and fell. But a bad clearing attempt, it stays alive. Low cross. Nice job to save that from being a corner and just keep it as a throw-in.
Try. Watch me, hey!
Travis Joseph throws in for George, who gets it back to Joseph.
Jump up, Troy. First and second ball.
1-0 on the goal by Troy Jules in the 17th minute for Dominica. Good tackle, but kept in the possession of Dominica. Now to the far side. Cooling break for the two sides, 1-0 in the 25th minute. We'll step aside. Back after this.
one for Sky. Let's go.
Back ready for action after the hydration break. Temperatures around 90 degrees today. Potential for rain at some point. These two nations meeting for the first time. Turks and Caicos suffered a 3-1 defeat to British Virgin Islands in their opening contest. Back here at home, Billy Forbes has been quiet so far. He's got 3 goals in his last 2 Concacaf Nations League matches. Remember, Dominica has only won 1 game in Concacaf Nations League all time. That goal by Troy Jules in the 17th minute was just the 6th goal in now 11 matches that they've scored. He's making a run again. The flag is up and he's offside.
Jump off, jump off, jump off. Second ball.
There's been no real rhythm for either side. Both just trying to take advantage of some potential misplays by the opposition. That handled well by Turks and Caicos.
Let's go, drop off body. Try. Go, don't worry about that, Johnny.
Dominica's dominated most of this half. They've spent the majority on this end. Not very many chances for Turks and Caicos, and they've been kind of lackadaisical. Kept alive by Dominica. Now Forbes for Turks and Caicos. Forbes has a go through him, and here comes Dominica. LaVille tried to fit it through, unable to. Burry has some room. Towards the back post, and it's over everything. And a goal kick coming. Wade tried to back heel it to himself. Turks and Caicos handled it well, and they can turn the other way. Battle in the corner. And that's a foul going the other way. Herbie Magny called for the foul. Prince off his line. Nobody home for that long ball, and a throw in for Turks and Caicos. A goal in the 17th minute by Troy Jules as Dominica ahead 1-0 in search of its second ever win in Concacaf Nations League. Throw in for Dominica. Eustace Marshall chases it down, resets with Glenson Prince. Stolen away. Forbes. Could this be the moment for Turks and Caicos? Forbes settles it down, throws it in front, and then turned over and cleared. Not quite the touch that Turks and Caicos wanted in the final third. Forbes. Defended well by Dominica. Stolen away again. Turks and Caicos trying to find the equalizer. Forbes tried to feed it in front to Junior Paul, and you can see Forbes in frustration, hands on knees. Troy Jules, who has the goal, overruns it, gets it back, and gets around the defender. Jules. Into the 18, goes down, and no call. He tried to sell it. One more look at what happened. Maybe got stepped on. He's still down. Trainer's out intending. Now second player down. That's Jarvis Humphreys. And the goal scorer there, Troy Jules. See what happened to Humphreys. He just, something must have nagged at him and he went down. And he's being taken off. You hate to see this for Dominica. So it looks like Troy Jules, the goal scorer, is okay. His goal in the 17th minute has held up to this point. That pass intercepted, not enough pace on it. Here's Forbes. Spins, turns it back into the box. Crowd growing antsy. They want this one in the back of the net, but it sails just high. Good attempt by Junior Paul, but just a little off target. Take one more look on the turn. Good pace, just too high. Almost a handball there. Eustace Marshall looked like it almost made contact after it was headed down in his direction. And that sails over the head of Troy Jules. Throw in here for Dominica, playing with a 1-0 lead. Dominica trying to add on. And oh, what a big defensive play by Cadet. That's the second time he's come up huge to prevent a goal. And now Turks and Caicos trying to counter. What a swing this would be. Still alive. Comes in front. Big save. Forbes is there, and he can't get to it in time. And Turks and Caicos can't believe it. You can bet that everybody in blue and white today is just looking up and asking themselves how. Good ball, onside, chance for more. And Julian Wade knows he had a golden chance. Things starting to open up a bit for both sides. We've seen scoring chances back and forth over the last couple of minutes. Wade can't believe it. Long range off the bar. Easily could have been 3 straight goals for Dominica, but they're unable to finish. A big save by a defender. A ball just over the bar, and then a ball off the bar. Turks and Caicos had a great chance as well, not unable to finish. I mean, that is that's not even soccer. That's tackled from behind. It was Jules who was taken down, so the foul is called. Raymond Burry took the foul.
Whip it, don't keep it, whip it. Ball. Extra. What's the second ball? Press the ball.
The race is on. And it's won by Dominica, but it just trickles wide. Dominica wants a foul, and it's a goal kick instead.
Let's go.
The chance is just opening up for Dominica in these last few minutes. Turks and Caicos just hoping to get to halftime. Again, they've had one off the bar. They've had a couple just missed the target. And they've had one cleared off the line by a defender for Turks and Caicos. Jules, the goal scorer. Watched by Everest. Jules puts on the brakes, brings it back left. Still has it. Sends it across. And Turbyfield snares it. Time winding down in this first half. 1-0 Dominica leads. And this first ever meeting between these two nations. And the first action for Dominica in this tournament. Turks and Caicos fell 3-1 to the British Virgin Islands in its first match. Wade catches up to it. He's had a couple of great chances here. Just feel it coming for Dominica. Well played defensively by Turks and Caicos. And then they turn it right back over. Low cross, out in front, cleared away by Callum Park. See 3 minutes of added time in the first half. Humphreys, good to see him back in the match after he was taken off on the stretcher moments ago. Erskine Williams. Now LaVille. Back for Williams. Dominica resets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes added time in the first half.
Turned over by Turks and Caicos. Bad clearing attempt. They tried to get it started on the counter, but Dominica handled it well. Another chance. Thrown in front. Gobbled in by Turbyfield. As Turks and Caicos have one more run in them here in this first half. Forbes. Not a good ball.
First and second. Yes, keep going, man. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. What's that?
Taken away one more time by Dominica. A lot of room on the left side for Jules. Jules brings into the 18, fires one on, deflects wide, and it'll be a corner.
Let's go on, let's go on, let's go on. Run, run. Run, run, run.
Last gasp here in the first half. Here comes the corner. And it's headed just wide. Actually might have gotten a piece of it, but that will do it for the first half. 1-0 to Dominica on the goal by Troy Jules in the 17th minute. Dominica and Turks and Caicos at the half. Back with more in just a few.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is Turks and Caicos 0, Dominica 1. Don't miss the best moments of Concacaf games and tournaments. Follow us on TikTok at Concacaf. Qatar Airways is proud to be the official airline partner of the Concacaf Nations League. Fly to over 160 destinations worldwide with one of the world's best airlines and enjoy a seamless and effortless travel experience.
Back for second half action between Turks and Caicos and Dominica. First ever meeting between these two nations in the Concacaf Nations League. League C, Group C, Turks and Caicos at home. Potentially expecting some weather here in the second half. They'll try and come back on this 1-0 deficit on the goal by Troy Jules of Dominica in the 17th minute of the first half. If Dominica can hang on, it'll be just their second all-time win in CONCACAF Nations League. Our referee, Benjamin Whitty, ready to get things going here in half number 2. Can Turks and Caicos find the equalizer? They're fortunate to still be down just 1-0 after the flurry of chances by Dominica at the end of the first half. It's the size and speed of Dominica outclassing Turks and Caicos after one half. And right away, it's Dominica with a bad miss hit by Julian Wade. He's had a couple golden chances and hasn't hit target. And again, a lot of space down the right side for Javid George. George fires high. George just couldn't put it on frame, and the theme that started at the end of the first half continues here to start the second. Again, it just feels like a matter of time, but at the same time, the longer that Dominica keeps wasting these chances, it still leaves the door open for Turks and Caicos. middle again. Wade leaves it back, takes a deflection, and that was a handball. So it'll go the other way. One more look. And it was off the arm of Julian Wade. Played over towards Glenson Prince, who starts it the other way for Dominica. And the rain has started to fall here in Turks and Caicos. Could this be a 1v1 chance? But a good defensive play from behind by Callum Park. It does result in a corner, however. See how much of rain plays a factor in what's already been a fairly sloppy game. Here's the corner. Header. Sitting there. Still alive, and now a goal kick. Battle at midfield, won by Dominica. Javid George. Flicked into the 18. Onside, the chance on a bad hit. Bad first touch by Adel Laville. That should have been another goal. And again, Dominica with a golden chance that they cannot cash in on. It was right there on a platter and just not a good touch. But they're right back on the move. In front again, and that one goes high. Dominica should have 9 goals at this point. It is mystifying how they have not scored on the bevy of chances they've had in the last 10 minutes. Sebastian Turbyfield is under siege in goal. Sun has peeked back out, and a foul will go against Dominica. And the player down is Christopher Luisi. Dominica on the move again. Cross deflected out and a throw incoming. Brielle Thomas will throw it in. Trying to get it all the way into the box and does. But it's headed away by Callum Park. Kept alive, and the backwards header calmly collected by Sebastian Turbyfield. All the action has taken place on this half of the pitch since about the 35-minute mark of the first half. Flag was up for offside. Turks and Caicos resets. Quick throw in for Dominica. Good combination play. The flag up again. Missed the net regardless. Substitution for Turks and Caicos. Emmanuel Martin comes in for Roguel Aniston. Kristen Howell also enters for Turks and Caicos, who still look for that equalizer, still look for any kind of possession here in the second half. So Howell and Martin now on the pitch for Turks and Caicos. Howell replaces Everest, who had the misplay on the first goal for Dominica. Tell you who's had a strong defensive game for Turks and Caicos, that man right there, Mackinson Cadet. He saved 2 goals. Turks and Caicos keeping it alive. And Billy Forbes couldn't get there. He wanted a foul. But the race to the ball was won once again by Glenson Prince. Good flick over by Wildens Delva. Raced forward into the corner. Jules, the goal scorer, came back in the 17th minute. And it's a goal kick. Dangerous foul.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for the Turks Caicos Islands in the 55th minute. Leaving the game, the number 11, Roger Aniston.
Ball blocked.
Emmanuel Martin,
And taken away by Turks and Caicos.
also leaving
And the flag comes up, that's offside. And Turks and Caicos can't believe it. Junior Paul is beside himself.
a second change to the number 14, Peterson Edwards out, and the number 4, Christian Howell in. Both changes for the Turks and Caicos Islands in the 55th minute.
Down the left side, full head of steam. Jules trying to catch up to it, but it was cleared out. And another throw in. Rain starting to come down again. That ball sent to no man's land. Jules for Thomas. Player for Turks and Caicos went down, but play continues. Long range shot goes wide. Interesting idea. Try and see if we can tell what happened to Raymond Burry. He's up and doing okay. Good show of sportsmanship from Troy Jules. This match now in the 60th minute. Still somehow the only goal in the 17th to Troy Jules or Dominica. And it looks like we'll have another booking. And it's on Brielle Thomas for Dominica. Callum Park resets. Delva couldn't handle it. Kept alive. Into the corner it comes. Forbes trying to pressure. And now Dominica on the move. Long ball for nobody. And the flag up again, that's offside. Again, big save, and now a corner coming. There is just so much space for Dominica to operate in front of Sebastian Turbyfield. You almost feel bad for him. They go quick on the corner, sent out in front, but nobody home. Take one more look at that last sequence. Big save by Turbyfield on Julian Wade, who's had a bevy of opportunities. Turks and Caicos. Forbes at midfield. Wins that ball, but rolls over the touchline. Throw in coming for Dominica. Julian Wade and Brielle Thomas scored for Dominica in the last Concacaf Nations League. It's Jules getting his first. And again for Dominica, they've only won one of their previous 10 Nations League matches. So if they hang on here for another half hour or so, and maybe add on, they'll have win number 2. And they get the second. You just knew it was coming. And guess who? It's Troy Jules with a brace. Set up by Keon Thomas. Took a deflection, it looked like, off of Cadet and ripped past Turbyfield. And with the way things have gone, 2-0 might be too much of a deficit as Dominica makes a couple of substitutions. Dante Warrington and Felix Anselm enter. Lavelle is out for Anselm, and there was one more. And Javid George is the second to exit for Dominica. So Warrington and Anselm in, George and Lavelle out. Throwing for Dominica. Travis Joseph will get it in. And that goes wide of goal. Goal kick coming. Anselm trying to find Jules, who has the brace. Flip towards the back post, on top of goal, as now the rain starts to become more torrential. Imagine the conditions would only help the team that's up by 2. Classic sun shower because you've got half the stadium covered in sunshine, but obviously everybody getting poured on right now. A 70% chance of rain coming into the match, and we went the first half dry Now it's pouring here in the second. Dante Warrington, his cross, and it's headed away once again off the goal line by Cadet. Ansel stepped up on by Magny, but not out of harm's way yet. Towards the middle. Good slide tackle again by Cadet. You know, he's been the best defender by a lot on this Turks and Caicos side. And a goal kick coming. Dominica could easily have 5, maybe 6, but you still feel comfortable with their 2-0 lead. They haven't conceded really any quality chances, save for 1 in the first half. And this match almost 70 minutes old. To the right side. Back into the middle. Too strong of a touch and cleared away. And our first cooling break in the second half. We'll step aside, back after this. So out of the cooling break, 2-0 to Dominica with roughly 20 minutes left. Throw in here from the right side for Dominica, headed up into the air, and that's a goal kick. Throwing again for Dominica. There's just been no build-up for Turks and Caicos. Everything has been difficult on them, and they are fortunate to be only down 2-0. Troy Jules has both Dominica goals in the 17th and in the 63rd. And on goal, and stop made. Foul. It's called on Felix Anselm. That's not good for Dominica. Glenson Prince, the captain, maybe dealing with some cramps. It's hot, it's humid out here in Turks and Caicos today. Temperatures in the mid to high 80s. It's been raining on and off all second half, so not a surprise to see some guys cramping up. Glenson Prince still being worked on. All right, we're ready for action once again. Prince seems to be okay. Julian Wade. Jules making a run down the right side. Jules has a chance at 3, sends it in front, and Warrington just couldn't get to it. Could this be the chance? Forbes! Forbes! Oh, it's cleared off the line. There was no pace on the shot by Forbes. Forbes has had the best 2 chances of the day for Turks and Caicos. This one results in a corner. If he just put a little more on this lead is cut in half. Just mishit it off the inside of his foot. His heel, I should say. Off the corner, cleared away. Tracking it down, Wade. Into the middle, in some open space, Keon Thomas. He goes down. And they let that go. Taken away, though, again by Brielle Thomas. Low shot, wide. And now another player for Dominica is down. Jules has a brace, has both goals. He's looking for three. He went down after the shot went wide. Again, the buildup for Turks and Caicos just not there. Just a bit off all afternoon. Another substitution for Dominica. Nick Anthony enters the game. Flicked ahead, right off the bench. Nick Anthony almost had a scoring opportunity. Dornell Wiles checks in for Turks and Caicos, their third sub of the match. Delva takes a seat. So each team has made 3 subs. In the 81st minute, goals by Troy Jules in the 17th and the 63rd. There was a stretch of about 20 minutes between the end of the first half and the start of the second half where Dominica had maybe 6 or 7 prime opportunities to add to their lead and were unable to do so. But Jules took control in the 63rd minute.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for the Turks and Caicos in the 80th minute. The number 18 out and the number 12 in.
Turks and Caicos fell to the British Virgin Islands 3-1 in their first matchup. This is Dominica's first action in the Nations League this year. First ever meeting, and it looks like Dominica is on their way to the first win and 3 points. Barring some kind of miracle, though, by Turks and Caicos here at home.
Forward, Troy! Troy!
It's a yellow on Felix Anselm, second half sub. And that's an easy one. Nasty spill for Christopher Luisi, who's been down a couple times today. And he's still being tended to.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 20, Felix Anselm of Dominica in the 83rd minute.
Down the left side, Dominica looking to really ice it. Thrown out in front, cleared away, golden chance, and another great defensive play by Callum Park. Keeps this 2-0 for the moment. Nick Anthony just couldn't quite tee it up. Cross, and it's headed high, another corner coming. Jules, who has the 2 goals, will take the corner. Towards the back post. And it's off of Dominica and a goal kick coming. Chasing it down on the touchline. Flag is up. Away by Dominica. The far side. And that's off the side of the goal.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Dominica.
Francis
11,
Luke comes in for Dominica.
And the number 10 out.
And Troy Jules, who has the 2 goals, exits. And this is a chance for 3, and it's off the side of the goal. That's probably the 5th time Julian Wade has been all but 1v1 with the keeper and missed the target. Turks and Caicos pull off a miracle and at least not get shut out in front of their home country fans. Fired on, right at Glenson Prince, gobbles up the rebound. We'll see how much added time we get. But Dominica can almost taste their second ever win in Concacaf Nations League play. They have been the better team today. Bigger, faster, more physical. Although there, the skill kind of letting them down. Francis Luke fanned on the centering tip. Luke. Good ball looking for Anthony, but he's cut off by Callum Park. Throwing for Turks and Caicos. They barely had any possession here in the second half. See 4 minutes of stoppage time according to our fourth official. 2-0 to Dominica. Goals by Troy Jules. One in the first half, one in the second half in the first ever meeting between these two countries. And that's a goal kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 4 minutes added time in the second half.
One more cross, and that's a goal kick. One last go, and there's the third. Brielle Thomas does it again for Dominica in the Concacaf Nations League. Thomas is second in now 11 matches in the Nations League, and that one really puts this away.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal scored for Dominica in the 92nd minute by the number 19, Brielle Thomas.
I just feel like even though it's 3-0 and it's been a dominant performance by Dominica, they could have even more.
Drop off, drop off, drop off. Open, faster, faster. Hey, let's go, ball play, ball play, ball play.
in front. Turks and Caicos couldn't find the chance. Forbes has had a rough day. He slips and falls. It is a wet surface. And he loses possession. And that's the final whistle. In the first ever meeting between Dominica and Turks and Caicos, it's Dominica
Ladies and gentlemen,
who wins 3-0. A clean sheet, a brace from Troy Jules, a third goal from Brielle Thomas, and it's the second ever win for Dominica in Concacaf Nations League play. Frustrating afternoon for Turks and Caicos. Could never quite get anything going. A dominant performance by Dominica. 3-0 is your final. Jules with a brace, Thomas with the third in extra time, and stoppage time, I should say. And that does it here from Turks and Caicos and Providenciales. We'll take a look at highlights in just a moment.
This way. What about the player?
And here are our full-time highlights. It started as a hot and muggy day here in Turks and Caicos. First match in this edition of the Nations League for Dominica. Turks and Caicos lost their first matchup against British Virgin Islands 3-1. And so they were hoping to get back in the win column on their home turf. But from the get-go, it was essentially all Dominica. Early on, Sebastian Turbyfield was keeping them in the match. There were a couple of chances for Turks and Caicos in that first half, but just unable to cash in. And Dominica got on the board with this firecracker of a shot from Troy Jules. It was his first of two. That came in the 17th minute, and from there, Dominica never looked back. That one was one of the better chances for Turks and Caicos. A great defensive play. You got to give credit to Mackinson Cadet for his work on the back line. This was probably the best scoring chance of the day, but unable to get there was Billy Forbes, and Glenson Prince preserved the clean sheet. And then there was a barrage of chances for Dominica at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. Just over the bar, then they hit the bar, then this one's chipped wide, and a majority came off the foot of Julian Wade. This header off a corner went wide, and that was the final play of the first half. Fast forward to half number 2, and Dominica picked up right where they left off. David George over the bar, and again, the same story. Plenty of chances, including this one we V1, but the quality on the touch from Lavelle just wasn't there. And it was 1-0 to this point. Again, a golden chance for Laville. He couldn't put it on target. And then here was the brace for Troy Jules. Took a deflection off of Cadet and found the back of the net. And again, they kept testing and testing. There was no build-up from Turks and Caicos. They really never threatened in the second half to make this a game. Again, that was the story for Dominica. They could have had close to 10 goals if they put some of these on target. I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but the finishing just wasn't there. The buildup was. And that will do it for our full-time highlights. Once again, Dominica takes their second ever win in Concacaf Nations League by a final of 3-0 over Turks and Caicos. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time, Concacaf Nations League.